Right about now, allow me to invite our CEO to come and give us her opening remarks and let the dialogue open up. A round of applause for Ms. Goretti as she comes up to share with us.
Thank you very much, Lambert. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I think I want to hear more claps. When it's very cold like this, you need all the warmth, and especially when you have been running a big marathon. To the protocols, our guest of honor, the board chair of the Uganda Institute of Banking and Financial Services, represented by Mr. Wilbur Dowell, who is also the executive director of the Uganda Bankers Association, our international and regional partners, and I know that we have got the Alliance of African Institutes of Banking. I know that we have got the Institute of Banking of Kenya, the Kenya Institute of Banking, the Tanzania Institute of Banking. Thank you very much for joining us today. I know that you're online. Our strategic partners for the Banking and Financial Services Awareness Month, starting with the Bank of Uganda, on whose foundation in terms of financial literacy that we run, the Uganda Bankers Association, who had all the members that actually supported this campaign, FSDU Uganda, Financial Sector Deepening Uganda, who helped us a great deal when it came to things to do with digital financial literacy. FITSPA also helps us a lot at the Digital Financial Literacy Summit. The Insurance Association of Uganda, Summit Consulting, our sponsors, led by the Platinum sponsor, Bank of Africa, and Gold sponsor, Absa Bank, who is here with us, Mr. Mumba, our Gold sponsors, our Bronze sponsors, and our speakers, and they are represented here by Madame Jane Nakato. The members of the media who are here today, we have heads of marketing, we have heads of HR, we've got the Senate, staff and management of the Institute of Banking and Financial Services. Once again, good morning. I want to thank God. I want to start by thanking God for having us here today the way we are. And I want to commit us in his hands, even as we are. Interesting, isn't it? Thank you for making this possible. You've made it possible by supporting us all the way. You've made it possible by financing this. You've made it possible by participating. My apologies, I didn't remember to mention, we had some constant participants in the webinars. Madame Jemima Semakade, very accomplished. She was from there from the very first day to the last. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You've embraced the month. You have been learning as we learned. Our mandate as the Institute is to promote professionalism and financial inclusion among providers and users of financial services. And today we are here to celebrate both. We are here for a big milestone of launching a new membership structure and membership program for the Institute, but we are here to also celebrate the end or wrap up of the Banking and Financial Services Awareness Month, which was the first of its kind for the Institute. Let me dwell a little bit about on professionalism, because it's the big thing that we are here for. We know what professionalism is and what it brings. It brings pride, it brings satisfaction, it brings value to you as a person as you bring value to the table. It's a door that opens many opportunities. Professionalism, really, you would say, and professionalization for that matter, is a process that occupations and trades go through to ensure that they turn that trade into true profession. And when you think of a profession, you're thinking about members, individuals that are coming together to ensure that they are competent in a particular skill, in a particular trade. And not only competent, that they also have integrity. They are bound together by standards. And that's what we call a profession. So the question you'd ask, are we achieving that? Or are we in an occupation in the country? Or are we in a profession as a country? And we'll get to see that. Now, why are we concerned and why we chose to make sure that we change or review the membership program? We chose to review the membership program because at the moment we have about, and for a very long time, the membership program we have had started in 1990. The Institute has been around since 1967 when it was allied to, affiliated to the London Institute of Banking and Finance, then the Chartered Institute of Banking in London. And in 1990, we became autonomous. And when we became autonomous, we became a company registered as a limited by guarantee. And so we have got members. We've got our corporate members, we've got our individual members. Now, and individual members are where we are supposed to impart professionalism. And at the moment, we would say that the professional crop we have, those that have gone through professional training, are a limited 44 out of 15,000 staff that work in banking and finance. So the question I ask, are we in a profession or are we in an occupation or trade? We did some asking, dipstick research, and they would tell you less than 3% have ever had any sort of mentoring, any sort of continuous professional development. And that's where we are. That's why we felt that this was very, very, very important. So today, I want to welcome you to listen, to embrace and to enjoy the change. And I know that we have a number of HR people in the room. We have captains of the industry in the room. Mr. Ahmad Mahar, you're very welcome. Oh, he just moved out, and he's a member of the board as well. So I know, Mr. Mumba, you're in the room, and so many others. So I'm welcoming you to listen, embrace, and enjoy the change. I cannot leave the stage because Lambert has made it clear we have a lot to talk about today. I can't leave the podium without definitely taking you a little bit through the month. On the 10th of November, about 5 weeks ago, surprise, surprise, we were at the Sheraton to launch this month a concept that came together towards the end of August. So it was crazy, but we did it. We did it because we thought 2020 was going to be an exciting year. And then it ended up being the way it was. And we were very much on the verge of turning into 2021. And we had learned lots of lessons, all of us. As an institute that is responsible or whose mandate is financial inclusion, it became very clear that this was the time to support each other and to talk to people about money and to say that it's not just money, it's your money, whatever the amount. And that's what we've been doing the entire period. Financial literacy, as it is supposed to be really the ability for you to understand and efficiently utilize your finances. On the other hand, financial inclusion, our mandate is really about making sure that finances are accessible and are affordable. But increasingly, it has been noted that even when you make financial services accessible, it doesn't mean that people will use them because they don't have the money. Even if you make it affordable, yes, some people will have it for a moment and they won't have it the next moment. And actually, the month taught us a lot, that this applies to the elite, the educated and non-educated, to the poor and to the rich. As some of you must have noted when we were going through the whole entire process. It does not discriminate. The lack of financial literacy does not discriminate. It's just like COVID, it's like HIV. And on the other hand, personal finance is now where you're now looking at somebody who is able to manage their resources. And so it would imply that before you talk about financial inclusion, before you talk about financial literacy, or even as you talk about financial literacy, very important is personal financial management. And that's what we did. We based the month on personal financial management. We learned many things, and I know that one of us is going to come and wrap it up nicer for you. But a few things, tips. We learned about financial goals. And it will surprise you how many people do business strategies for their companies. Even heads of businesses that go and do beautiful business plans for their companies they work for, and they don't have financial goals for themselves, let alone understand what that would be. We heard about all that. We heard about spending plans. A lot of the time people were talking about budgets. But somebody simplified and said, a spending plan. Start with a spending plan. We heard about the fact that we need to save every time we earn. And we heard about the fact that we were reminded that insurance, for that matter, you stand to benefit thousands more than you actually spend on it. And also, we learned how to make a decision or to choose whether to live to work or work to live. In the sense that when you choose to live to work, then you're going to work till 99, whenever you go. And yet when you choose to work to live, you're going to work until such a time when you're still able to live without working. We learned all that. And lastly, we learned, shockingly, that 5% of retirees, only 5% of retirees, become financially independent. That was painful. Now, because financial management, and as we went along, it became very clear that personal financial management is not a thing, is not something you learn. Actually, it's a behavior. So it became very clear that even when you choose to tell people save, there is the big issue of behavior. And therefore, it's not a one-time campaign. It is a sustained campaign. The way you talk about HIV, and I like to refer to that, it's a sustained campaign. And we want to thank Mad McCann that came up with that beautiful Your Money Can campaign, which we believe, even as we wrap up, is going to continue. It's causing conversations in your mind, at your home, at the workplace. Now, our speakers, we really thank you for all that we learned. We thank you, thank you, thank you. For the speaker that I see here and I know, she told us a lot about you. Start anywhere, start with anything, but just start. In fact, we learned that the difference between the people who have been successful in starting anything, any business, and those that are not in business is courage. She made it clear. They are not special. They are courageous, and you may not be courageous. Thank you very much for all the lessons. I want, once again, to thank our strategic partners. Thank you very much. I mentioned each and every one of you. To the members that supported us, that financed this, to make sure it happens, Bank of Africa, KCB Bank, Absa Bank, Equity Bank, Eco Bank, EFC, BRAC Uganda, Stanbic Bank, Housing Finance Bank, Pride Microfinance, Yuga Ford Microfinance, Finca Uganda, Bank of Baroda, Opportunity Bank, Bank of India, Nation Media Group, and so many others. We want to really thank you very much. Friends, with those very few words, I want to welcome you again. Hope that you can learn. We want to say that we also we felt it necessary to anchor the campaign on a portal. It's not going to run away. www.yourmoneycan.or.ug is there to stay. And we know that with our partners, we've agreed. The National Insurance Association has been an amazing partner and a strategic partner. And we have agreed that this is going to continue until it can't continue anymore. That's for generations. So we've also decided that we shall make that portal active, add new information as it comes, and we want to ask you to send your testimonies, your views, your everything onto that campaign. Let's learn together. Friends, thank you very much, and I welcome you to the rest of the meeting.